Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 60, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow, give us a like, or a comment, what have you, to any of the podcast services out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, Lex?
Oh, you know, like I said, trying not to burn it down.
Tough. I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just seems like Twitch is just definitely kind of giving you a good reason on wanting to just light this whole thing on fire. I definitely understand.
Essentially.
So crazy. So, like, what? Did you please tell me you finished Song of Horror? I saw you start playing Alien Isolation, so I assumed that you finished the Song of Horror.
No. Because Monday, it's been spoopy week until we beat both. So Mondays is Song of Horror, but last Monday, I sadly had to cancel stream. I was not feeling well. But Mondays is Song of Horror. Tuesdays is Spoopa Tuesdays with DBD and the crew. And then Wednesdays, we've been doing Alien Isolation. That kind of spills over into Thursdays. We are doing bonus stream after this later. But yeah, I did not. Song of Horror, we are in the chapter 2, I think, is where we're at. We're in, like the antique shop, if that helps anyone who's played it. So yeah, we're in that area. I've restarted it twice now, essentially, the antique shop. So last week was kind of like a catch up, like, wait, what did I do and where was I? And, so that's kind of what last week was all about. I think we lost Etienne, which I was real sad about. I did not want to lose him again. But yeah, we've just been playing that and having a lot of fun. I think Song of Horror is very scary. Now, Alien Isolation, I thought would scare the daylights out of me. I am a stone cold killer when we play that game. And I'm just like... boo yourself, Song of Horror definitely on like the spoopy scale scares me a lot more. And what's funny is we raided someone earlier in the week. You might have heard of him. His name's Duty Bird. He's a partner, good friends with Doss Duty. And all of them. Yeah, Duty's awesome. I think he also thinks I'm someone else, which I'm Lex. That's me. He recommended a spoopy game. He was like, you're not playing anything that's scary. He's like, Song of Horror is kind of scary. He was like, but you should play this one. So he'd recommended one, so that's on our wish list next. Some Fishman game, which apparently is funny and scary.
Fishman game.
Hold
so
on.
Aquaman on the GameCube?
It's like Fishman 2, I think is what it's called.
No, the sequel?
It's a scary game.
Okay,
it's like the Fishman or something like that.
Doesn't sound scary at all. I'm just saying Fishman. It's like doesn't sound very like
weakest title for a horror game.
Yeah,
right. It's
like Fishman. Well, and that's what I thought too. He was like, that one's scary because he was like saying that I should get an Oculus, which I agree. The Oculus is a little hard for me to play though.
I can't even imagine you playing an Oculus. I think that would be a track on when it comes to. I mean, I'm not saying it in any kind of derogatory way.
No,
I'm just in a bad way. I don't think it would work for you. Yeah.
Well, for past events, if you guys remember, a buddy of mine, Mike, let us go over and play on his system, his Oculus, and we played Paranormal Activity. And he had to be in the room to stop me from slamming into walls and things. And at one point, like, I had my hand in a trash can, just like digging around. Like, I had no idea. Yeah, because you hold the little controllers, and like I didn't realize like my hand had perfectly gone into a trash can, and I'm like digging around because it was really hard. The Paranormal kept getting stuck, and it was stuck at his height, so like I really had to bend down for stuff.
I can see Lex is like she's playing that game and she's like, man, it feels so real. Digging in trash like that.
There was nothing in it, thankfully. He was laughing. Mike was laughing so hard. So hi,
I would have
Mike.
been crying seeing that. It's like, oh, it's like you have that new. Do you see that new feature with this game? It's like it makes you like if you touch something in the game, you're really touching it in real life. And it's like it's just your hand in the trash garbage.
Yeah,
Oh my
poor
God.
Mike had to like a few times he had to run from the other room and like catch me because I was backing up like at a run into the wall, and he was like, "God, stop!" And because like for some reason like the game wouldn't work, like I had to physically move because again it was stuck at his height and we couldn't get it
Adjusted to your size.
Thank you. Exactly. So, but we kind of figured out ways around it. Like I had to reach through the bars at the stairs for like something, and so we kind of like jankied it. But when something was running at me and like I was supposed to like run fast, I physically was like, okay, and I'd turn around and try to take off, and they're like, stop! What are you doing? No! Which everyone thought was hysterical until I ran face first into the wall twice.
Oh wow. Yeah. I don't think a VR is good for you.
I've gotten better though. Near the end I kind of figured it out more, but that was like anxiety inducing for me, and Song of Horror is getting that way for me. So this week on Wednesday, everyone agreed. They were like, let's play a happy game. I was like, I think that's a good idea. Okay, let's do that. Because Song of Horror was just like, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Because you think you're like, oh, I played through this section, I killed everyone, let's start over, but I know what to do. And it's like, no. They'll throw new stuff at you that you didn't know. Tactics, yeah, no kidding. But VR does make me seasick. And I know that can happen to a lot of people, but you know me, I'm a go hard or go home. So I was playing like 7 hours straight of VR, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that. And then I'd be like in bed for 2 days after.
Yeah, Lex doesn't have self-control when it comes to that. We all definitely know that. So we'll go with that.
But yeah, that's been my week. Wow, to not talk about the Twitch support issues I'm having.
Well, I know you've been. We already we definitely understand the nonsense that Twitch support is. So you're preaching to the choir there. All right, and on the third seat, we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's going on, buddy?
Dizzy.
Chilling, my friend. Chilling. Just been doing a lot of. Actually, I went back to Kakarot. I think I'm gonna try to platinum Kakarot.
Oh wow!
There's some new content. Yeah, dude. Like I really enjoy it. Like I'm having fun being in that world. There are some more. There's like I ended up getting a season pass because there's gonna be more content and more episodes that they add into it. So I'm just enjoying it. It's a really fun game. Played some of that. Got back over on Mishmash TV. Got back to Detroit Become Human, so I got my third play in there, so I'm excited to continue playing that, but I'm doing that exclusively on Mishmash TVs. Yeah, so that's been a lot of fun. And then I'm thinking about I think I'm gonna go and there's still time. I think I need to finish Red Dead Redemption 2, and then I'm gonna go back to Metal Gear Solid 5 and finish that off.
I forgot you even had Red Dead.
You make this sound like it's like the games that you're playing are like, oh, these are only like, short bit games. Red Dead Redemption 2 is not a short game.
No, I know it's not, but I'm like I think I'm further along in the game than I had realized. And I think if I just stick to the main quest as best I can, just to finish the story off and feel good about myself, basically.
Right. How close are you to the platinum for Dragon Ball, though, at least?
I'm at 70% right now, so there's still a lot of stuff that I haven't done within it, and like training things and getting other people leveled up and stuff like that. But I'm just having fun playing it and playing the different characters and stuff like that. So that game it's dope, dude.
Who's your favorite character?
I mean, I gotta go Goku. I love Goku, but I've always I like Gohan too. I think he got kind of weak as he got older, and depending on what universe you're in,
he did become garbage. You don't have to
it's unfortunate, dude, because he really should have been the strongest, and he was the strongest for quite some time. But gotta go with good old lovable Goku.
He's just like Gohan has to let someone die before him to become stronger, unfortunately. Yeah, but we'll go with that. Yeah.
What about you, my friend?
Oh boy. Yeah, it was good. I've been having a good. It was a really busy week, as always. I wanted to stream. I wanted to stream this week, but I wasn't able to because there was so much stuff. The GDC summer was happening.
You were very
So
quiet this week.
yeah, I was very quiet this week. Yeah, but like on Twitch, yeah, I wasn't able to stream at all. But State of Play for Sony, which I wanted to. I even missed most of the State of Play, which is surprising. I usually reach every one of those. So but then like what's it called? But no, we got some really cool stuff though. I am playing Fairy Tale right now, the RPG. And I've been
Do you like it?
Man, I'm going to say it's not my favorite. It's not even in my top 5 this year. I don't think that it's it's the RPG isn't fully loaded with content because you're basically repeating yourself. The one thing I hate, and this is probably what I'm going to come across when I eventually play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, is I hate busy work. So I hate when you're doing something and then you have to do a mission where it's like, hey, you need to kill 5 of these rabbits and then give it to this one person and stuff like that. I hate playing that stuff, like doing those quests and stuff.
Really?
So
see,
like,
I would rather do that than take a million photos. I hate the photo stuff in video games. Like, stop it. Get rid of it. I don't want to take a freaking photo.
if you make the photo optional, then yeah, you're totally right. I totally agree with you there too. Like in Spider-Man was not optional, and I was like, that's one of the downsides I had of it. But like but I don't like the ones when they okay. So like, for instance, there's a so the way that they do it is that you have to the missions you have to pick a mission off of this board, the board for jobs and stuff. So then they rank it. I think it's D to S. So class D, the class D mission is, hey, you need to kill 15 of these fishes and turn it in. Then you're going to get experience points back from it. And I'm like, okay, great. So once I finish that D rank mission, I go to class C, which should be which you would assume would be harder than a D class. Right. But then C says you need to kill 10 of these fishes, and it's the same thing, but it's like to the you just have to keep on doing this over and over and over again, and it's like that kind of stuff kind of gets old incredibly fast. And so when they do that, that's basically it's just filling up time, and I don't like when they do that kind of stuff. So a part of the main storyline and stuff. So I mean, I do like the battle system. It's a very clean, very nice looking game, but like other than that, that's so I'd say it's mediocre at best. But then I said I think I should platinum it because it's not that shouldn't be that hard. So yeah, it's
wait, what game is that?
Fairy Tale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's I've been playing that on my downtime, and then also I had the great opportunity to talk to Sean and Nick Wozniak. They're the founders of Yacht Club Games, and they created Shovel Knight. So I had a good interview with them. So we're going to be releasing that interview next week. On Pop Culture Gem. So can't wait to so I've just been busy with this, with a lot of good content. So that's awesome. But anyways, let's just get down to it. I know most people don't want to hear us hear our internal issues itself. So let's go with the regular rigmarole that we like to do. So each of us picks a new topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners or viewers on Twitch, to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something that you hear or something that catches your eyes, definitely type it in. We want you to be a part of it. So let's get down to it, and I will go first. I will definitely go first this time. This time I'm it's funny. So this week I was planning on talking about State of Play, but State of Play, there really wasn't anything that was like, ooh, I really was hoping they were going to give a price for the PS5 this week, but no go on that. But anyways, so like my topic was actually, I got an email earlier this week who was asking us a question. And if you have a question to us, you can always send an email to me directly, the CFG at confreaksandgeeks.com. And I'll try to answer. But there was an email that I was like, you know what? That's a really good question. They asked me if what would I consider to be the game of the decade that this past 10 years. So I mean, it's hard to say a favorite game of the decade. So I was like, you know what? I won't say to choose one, but I will have it. I do have a top 5 of games of the decade. So uh, I was going to. So I was thinking, you know what? I'd rather bring this as a discussion rather than just me personally, because I mean, everyone's games of the decade will be different.
Mhm.
At least I would think it would be. And so I decided to tell Smitty and ask Smitty and Lex what their games of the decades were in advance, so they don't have to be caught on the spot on like what to do it. So I kind of looking forward to see what y'all's games of the decades are. So I guess since it's mine, I will go first. The first one, I would say, and this is in no particular order at all. I would say, oddly enough, I would say Shovel Knight is definitely one of the games of the decade. It's a weird one for some people, but here is why. Shovel Knight is, when you think about it, it's only 6 years old. Came out in 2014. But when you think about it, indie gaming has been very small, and and uh and as a whole, when you think of indie gaming, when Shovel Knight came out, and then when they broke those records of, like, I think it got like it broke 24 times its rate that they were asking for on Kickstarter and stuff. It was unheard of for its thing, and this is a game that no one knew about, or this is something that came out of nowhere, right? In 6 years time, now it's basically in like so many different kinds of games. It's like, I would say it's a flagship look of a third party company making the Shovel Knight be a like be a household name, because I mean, it's in so many random games in the indie scene. I mean, it's in Runbow, it's in Azure Strikers, Ukulele, Bloodstain. It randomly Just Shapes and Beats. It was the first third-party studio that beat out all third-party studios that Nintendo could have went with to get its own amiibo. Then 6 years later, it sold 2.5 million units of that one game that was initially kickstarted. So I mean, I think if you want to think of like the beginning of, like, indie kickstarted games, I think this is a pretty good turning point of, like, for would be the boy child of like what something like this can be, because now they Shovel Knight is like would be a regularly, no, I won't say as good as close to like Mario and stuff, but when people know what Shovel Knight is, they already have this in mind, like, so I think Shovel Knight is the thing that brought, like, kind of brought this kind of now once kind of brought indie gaming into a good golden age of people like playing these small third party vendors and liking it and stuff. So no, so this is the reason why I put that as my as one of my most games of the decade, because it really did something in the industry in itself. So that's why I did it. So
I
the
would play
second one,
this.
yeah, I
I've
mean,
never heard of it. It's adorable. I want it.
yeah, it's a really good game. I mean, and they've been doing really good, like, I mean, networking wise. I mean, like the studio, Yacht Club Studios are fans of like 8-bits, and like they are genuine fans of
I
old
love
school
8-bit.
gaming. So they definitely are. So it's definitely cool. They pulled a lot of cool stuff to it. So it's a real fun game, and they all the expansions and stuff, very fair. So I definitely, yeah. So that one's definitely on my thing. I know most people probably wouldn't expect me to think Shovel Knight, but when you think about like games that came out in 10 years, it's like, let's just think about this, so for my second game, I would say that would be number two. The other game I would say would be Last of Us on the PS3. Is another one, would definitely be a game of the decade, because it's so hard to find a perfect game, and I think the first Last of Us definitely did it. Like storytelling wise, like, I mean, like Naughty Dog storytelling was at its prime towards this. This was a split between Uncharted 4 and then the new IP of Uncharted 3 and then the new IP of Last of Us. And I think they did it. They knocked out the park. It was a perfect game when it initially when it came in. Like it just went through like a great transition of play towards it. So I think Last of Us would definitely be is definitely on that list for me. I can't think of anything more to say about like how good that game was or is towards it. And so Last of Us is definitely on that list for me too. Third game, and this is one that most people are surprised will probably be surprised because they know how much I hate it. But you have to give it props is Fortnite. Because the reason why I would say with Fortnite is like so it's so weird because like I have a profound hatred of BR games. I'm not a big fan of BR games, but Fortnite, even though it wasn't innovative in the fact that it was the first of the BR of the BR itself, but it did introduce like a level of fluidity, like, you know, a flow of stuff like that allowed developers to change this game so freely to whatever they're wanting to do in a low cost environment but then get a ridiculous amount of money back towards that. And then if you know, and then I mean, like, don't get me, like I said, like PUBG is probably PUBG or H1Z1, all this stuff was out way before all of this, but Fortnite was the one that really brought BR on the map, like truly on the map when they basically just did these extra, when they did all these extra stuff, and then these extra modes, these different kinds of seasons and stuff like that. So like all these different kinds of deals, like I mean, and because of Fortnite's success, Epic has been trying to share that towards the inklings below it. But you can't deny the success of what Fortnite was, even though they did pivot. Like, once again, it wasn't an original idea, but they did pivot it to show that, like, to show that it could play on virtually every kind of system, phones, handhelds, everything, and then was able to still make a ridiculous amount of profit with barely even changing it. I mean, like, you remember we were talking about the Travis Scott concert like not that long ago with it, and then the stuff that they're doing with the game is like it's always something different, always something random, and it's like so you always have to you have to give them that kind of prop towards it. It's like it's still there. So Fortnite's definitely on my top three. Would definitely be a game, I would say. So that's my top three. So I wanted to know, like, what are y'all's? What about y'all? Like, what would you consider your top three games of the decades would be?
Go for it, Lex.
No. Okay. Well, I joked with Davis that I wanted him to guess what he thinks my top three
I can
are.
guess. I can guess.
Go for it.
I think one of them's definitely Risk of Rain is on there for you. Am I right?
The Last of Us. Definitely on there.
Got it.
The Last of Us is definitely on there. I already know that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And but was that wrong? Risk of Rain is not on there for you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Void Bastards.
I would say horror.
Huh?
Void Bastards?
It was between Monster Hunter and Void Bastards, for sure.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
And the last one, bring it home, Smitty.
Overwatch.
Look at that.
Get it. Yes!
Yeah! Smitty knows me way too much than I do, so there you go.
Well, Smitty and I used to be on an Overwatch team together. Like, literally, that's what got me through my 60-hour-a-week, like, work schedule, was Smitty and coming home and playing with the whole crew. So when you asked me this, I was like, that's a good question. Let me think. What was I playing when I first moved back to Vegas? Because that was kind of roughly when the decade for us was starting. And I'm like, I wasn't playing anything. I didn't play anything on the PS3. So I jumped from PlayStation 2, with the last game that I'd ever purchased, which was Guitar Hero 2, and then all through Circuit City, that's all I was playing was Guitar Hero still. PlayStation 3 was released, I think, right as Circuit was going under, and I was in college, so I didn't have time to just mess around with video games because I was writing, 20-page papers and stuff like that. So I was finishing up that, and I didn't start playing video games again, really, until 2014 was when I busted back out my Game Boy handheld when I was in the hospital and stuff. And then in 2015, sorry. Or was it 2016? My second and third brain surgery. No, third and fourth, sorry. Because they were done in the same hospital stay. When I got home, my dad was like, well, you're home alone all day. Let me get you a console. And he bought me the PlayStation 4. And my first game, which was Overwatch, was back into my gaming. So Overwatch had to be it because that brought back my love of gaming. And Wilbo, let me hit you with some facts. Are you ready? I was a fire dog tech, and I was lead fire dog tech at the Sahara store in Vegas. Like, I'm old, all right? So Overwatch for sure. Okay, so I really thought about Risk of Rain. Or specifically Risk of Rain 2. I didn't play the first one, actually. Oh, yeah. Adam was the one that introduced me to Risk of Rain 2. The game's not even fully out yet. It's definitely
officially out. It's on beta.
It's still in. Yeah, it's being released this month. Okay. But that's definitely my top 5. And then I would say The Last of Us for sure is definitely number 1. Like, that's my number 1. The first.
Wait. So wait, you said wait, Monster Hunter, Overwatch. And so Monster Hunter's not on that list on you either?
Oh, it is. It is. I'm getting there. Will you calm down?
Oh, okay. I thought you said Last of Us was number 1, so I just assumed you went back down to.
Okay. Overwatch would be number 2 as like my games of the decade. Last of Us, which I played recently for the first time, would definitely be my number 1 of the decade. Then Overwatch, and then it would kind of be between Monster Hunter World and Void Bastards. I love Void Bastards. I'm terrible at it. But that game just speaks to my soul on so many levels. And then definitely Risk of Rain was in there. I didn't pick any, I guess Last of Us is scary. But yeah, and Void Bastards is kind of scary too. I scream a lot when I play it.
I don't know what Void. I
think I have that game.
You do. I bought it for you. Duh.
Void Bastards? No, you bought me Risk of Rain.
Well, that too. I'm pretty sure I got you Void Bastards.
Oh, I just got that. I think that was in a bundle. Yeah.
Stop. Void Bastards is great. I wish they would make it multiplayer. It's a little repetitive because you go on short missions to get stuff to then craft your ship. And the deeper in the depths of space that you go, the harder it gets. The colors are super psychedelic. They're very Risk of Rain colors, but it's more like a punk rock-esque aspect, I guess would be. The premise is you're basically, you've been in jail. And they pour you out and they rehydrate you. And yeah, it's pretty funny. The storyline's great. And every time you die, you come back as a new character and you start over, which sucks. And you're a new character, and each character has different perks or downfalls depending on, sometimes you'll get the character that coughs randomly and gives away your position. You're just like, no, why? And it's pretty hysterical. Then you have the one that's just ridiculously tall and hits his head when he goes through doors. It's pretty funny. They have done some mini bundles for it. I was going to interview Ben Lee last year when I was associated with an organization. I sadly had to cut ties. I just didn't have time. And I was going to get to Ben Lee, who's the creative director. I was going to get to interview him, which was like my life's work. He's fantastic. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you're missing out. But this game it's so much fun. And it's like a looter shooter. but you're terrible at it, and it's pretty fun. There's bosses that you can't really beat unless you have certain weapons, and to get those weapons are really hard. And it's up to you how long you want to stay on each little ship that you jump onto to get more items or less items, which I'm a go big or go home, and that's why I always get murdered because I don't know when to stop. But it's a lot of fun.
You're greedy. That's what it sounds like.
I know, and then I try not to play greedy, and then I'm like, man, I missed out on the part that I needed, and I could have gotten it, because it'll tell you, it's like, you need this part, and you're on the ship that has the part, and it's like, why can't I find it? And other times you find it instantly. So it's those ladies I hate. They have a shield, hello, on the front side of them. But this game's pretty amazing. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend. Why they're using that weapon on this little guy is beyond me. Because he blows up himself if you scare him. It's an amazing game. But yeah, I couldn't pick just 3. So The Last of Us, Overwatch, Monster Hunter World, Void Bastards, and Risk of Rain 2. Those are my
it seems like your list is getting bigger and bigger every time I
you reminded me of Risk of Rain, and I'm like, oh, but I do love that game. And I play that game by myself a lot. Like, when I'm mad at Adam, I come in here and I'll just pound out some Risk of Rain. He's like, what? Another room. But yeah, we didn't want to include games from this year. Let's be clear about that, because that year hasn't ended, and that's kind of not fair. There are some amazing games that have come out this year. But again, I think we all kind of agreed that like this year doesn't count in the history in general.
Even if we did do this year, was there really something that you would say that would be a game breaker from the past 10 years? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that has that kind of strength. Yet.
No.
Like, I mean, even though as good as Ghost of Tsushima was, it's still, I wouldn't say it's the game of the decade.
I agree. Well, I mean, we still have some like fun little games that are coming out that is like Grounded just came out. A lot of people are loving that.
Yeah, the games of the decade.
Yeah, it's nostalgia for us people who watched Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
It basically was, yes.
Fall Guys, but Fall Guys is great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's a game of the decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would think it would.
I know the update's coming. I'm so stoked, Ducky. Oh, we have to play it soon this week sometime. I don't know.
Let me be friends. I have the game.
Those are my. Let you be friends? Okay.
Smitty, that'll be the first and last time we'll ever see Smitty on that game.
No, we've played it before together.
We played. Yeah. No, I helped him get a bunch of characters, or we tried.
Did you play any time after that, or did you?
I have not played it any time afterward. Okay. I need to play. I almost did the other day. I almost did the other day, but then I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and.
Yeah.
There you go.
I played like a 3-hour session after podcast one night. He was like, I mean, I'm not doing anything right now. And I was like, me neither. Okay, let's go. And he's like, actually, I have to go talk to Kat. I'll hit you up. And then he was gone for like 2 hours.
And that was the rest of it. That was the gameplay of Risk of Rain 2.
No.
Well, we played until like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Gotta be respectful.
Yeah.
What are your top 3?
So you guys, I mean, already 2 of them. You guys got obviously Overwatch is up there for me. Obviously, The Last of Us, undeniably, you know what I mean, one of the best games ever. You can guess.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Destiny 2.
Well, Destiny in general. Gosh damn right, Destiny. Gosh damn
right. Give me a cookie, I win!
I thought you were saying really to me.
Let me rephrase that. No, I meant like Destiny. No, I can see what you're saying with Destiny. And don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking you on that. I think Destiny in general, not specifically Destiny 2.
Right.
I think Destiny
in general.
Destiny franchise.
Yes. To me, it is not only for that, because I went into the game, right? I've never played a Halo before. So even experiencing, I never really experienced a game like this. And then when it came to just the people I was meeting and how much it grew, like, I mean, literally from when it came out up until this day, I've had so many different life experiences, and this game has been involved or been there, a part of it while I was growing up or during these experiences. So, some of it kind of intertwines with the game, the people I've met, things like that. I'm super excited that they're bringing back that the fact that now that they are they're going to build off the Destiny 2 infrastructure and they're going to start vaulting some things. They're going to start bringing some things back. That's really exciting for me. And hopefully some of the weapons that were, a part of that time, I think will be amazing to have, now. This has got to be, I mean, again, like they've been around, they've been doing it, and it's been a long, tumultuous road for Bungie and Destiny to game, but I feel like they've really gotten it to a place where it's just fun. It's fun to play, dude. Like I play it every week. At least running through the bounties. There's something for everybody to do, whether it's PvE, PvP. It's undeniable, man. This game is awesome. That's why it is in my top 3 of the decade. Sorry.
Of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. That's funny. Oh, okay, fair enough. I know you've been on the grind, even though you so I just didn't understand what your drive was on playing Destiny 2, because when you were saying that, I mean now, because you're saying that this season wasn't the season that you weren't a big fan of.
No, last season.
No, or
it was the last season.
You weren't a fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they admitted it.
I thought you were just doing it for FOMO.
No. I stepped away from that season, dude. I didn't even finish it. That's why it was a big surprise with the live event. I hope they do that again, because I'm way more engaged in this season. The Rasputin stuff, though, has never really interested me, and I think that was just me. Did you guys hear that? That was crazy. It might have been a truck outside. It might have been a truck outside or something. But yeah, it just they've gotten it to a really good place, and I'm fully committed. Like I said, I already got the Beyond Light stuff. I already have the season pass stuff for the next 2 or whatever I can get for it. Like I am back in this. I want to do more. I want to go through the raids before they end up boxing them up and putting those in the vault. So there's still work for me to get done beforehand, but right. I'm it's exciting to see what they've done and how much this game means to me as a fan.
Fair enough. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a good one. That one's a good one. Okay, well that's a cool. Thank you so much for the question. I really did. I like the fact that we got someone on the outside send out for a discussion like this. So that's pretty cool. A cool one to go with. So yeah. So there you go. That's our games of the decade.
I couldn't pick 3. Sorry.
Yeah, except for Lex, she chose like 12.
Fine. You shut your face.
All right, and Smitty, what is your topic?
Yeah, so I just had a little thing. I was doing a little surfing around and whatnot. Disappointed to see it. But Apple has basically now confirmed that cloud gaming services like xCloud and Stadia violate App Store guidelines, basically meaning we right now will not see any of these kind of cloud gaming services be playable on iOS devices, which again, this is one of my issues that I had with Stadia. I was like, basically, I don't have anything to play Stadia on but my PC, which doesn't make sense because I might as well just play the games on my PC as opposed to going to Stadia and playing it on my PC. So this is really disappointing. I don't know what the move is here, though. I know that iOS, Apple has they've got their own gaming service, which I don't know if anybody has tried it out or played any of that stuff. I didn't really have an interest in it. There's nothing really, again, that made me say, I gotta go get it.
I know one person that got it, and it's actually one of my dudes over on the CFG. He did get it, and he was playing like when it first came out. I don't know if he still got it, but he was playing the games that he played was like this game called like The Floor's Lava kind of thing, kind of like the Netflix game, and then some other small games. But the games aren't really show. Yeah, but it was the game was first before that show came out. But yeah, that is true. As kids, that is very true. But but he said that it's fun, but it's like he doesn't understand like how it could be standalone. you know, because the kind of games that they were reaching out towards didn't feel like it, or mostly games that you'll be like, do I want to spend money on buying this?
Right.
You know, that kind of question kind of wrapped up into it. So yeah, but
I mean,
yeah,
to me, it's just weird that they would be so proprietary. I would think if anything you've learned, but Apple is
weird.
No, that's true. That's
weird for them.
Not, I just think in that space, though, in the gaming space, you don't have a leg up. I feel like in the gaming space, and you just try to come in and throw money basically at it and say we're going to come in. Like, I feel like you're basically setting yourself up for failure in that. You don't have any kind of titles or any kind of footing in the gaming sphere. Why not? Try to, now like what Sony's doing, trying to play nice with other people. Let me tap into that infrastructure. So, we're not having to build out our own proprietary cloud thing. Apple doing this, I feel like definitely, I think it hurts them. I think they would be better off letting people tap into that stuff. And their official statement is, the App Store was created to be a safe and trusted place for customers to discover and download apps, and a great business opportunity for all developers. Before they go on our store, all apps are reviewed against the same set of guidelines that are intended to protect customers and provide a fair and level playing field to developers. So essentially, they're saying because
I don't understand that.
That's what's holding. That's what's holding it up, though, dude. And that's what I'm saying, because they're not doing the checks of the reviews of the apps or something like that. It says, it goes on to say, our customers enjoy great apps and games from millions of developers, and gaming services can absolutely launch on the App Store as long as they follow the same set of guidelines applicable to all developers, including submitting games individually for review and appearing in charts and search. In addition to the App Store, developers can choose to reach all iPhone and iPad users over the web through Safari and other browsers on the App Store. So again, it doesn't make sense that, like,
okay, so are they saying because they don't have the accessibility or the accessibility with, like, Stadia or Xbox's one, that each individual game that they're hosting on their on through their cloud service, that they don't have control of the gaming that's coming through it, that they don't want that it's in violation of their TOS.
Yeah, I guess that's that's what it sounds like. Like, there's got to be, like, I don't know. This is a weird one to me, because, like, you would think that they would, like, maybe you could sit down and do, like, some sort of, like, I mean, again, too, we're talking about an app that hosts the game. So it's not even actually the game. You already own the game. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, why then would it be subject to even go through the app? It doesn't make sense.
I think that I don't know, dude, like, that's so weird. Like so it sounds like that they're afraid of whatever of something that's being introduced to streaming services, which is not a good move on their behalf, but at the same time it's a strong move regardless, because I mean, iOS is very big. It's a huge chunk of that kind of stuff, and especially when people are trying to host when people are trying to say, hey, we wanted to do cloud gaming next, and people are wanting to do cloud gaming next, and they're going to be falling behind from it, then I mean, that's going to be on them when they decide, when they set their foot on the line saying, no, we're not going to support that stuff. So it may hurt them in the future, depending on if cloud services become more, relevant or not as much of a minefield as it is right now. But yeah, it's very weird that they're setting their foot down on this for this thing.
Well, and here's my thought is, terms of service should always be getting updated, plain and simple. And if it's an issue of, like, well, it's violating your current terms of service, why aren't you, again, moving with the times and understanding? I mean, for legality issues, I
think they're not getting money out of
it. That's usually what it boils down to.
Yeah, it has to be it, because and because of that, they're just going to blame it on their terms of service and use that as their excuse. And it's like, well, you wrote your terms of service, you can do that, right?
Well, and Microsoft, they responded. They said it
called him Jackasses.
Our testing period for the Project xCloud preview app for iOS has expired. Unfortunately, we do not have a path to bring our vision of cloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to gamers on iOS via the Apple App Store. Apple stands alone as the only general purpose platform to deny consumers from cloud gaming and game subscription services like Xbox Game Pass. And it consistently treats gaming apps differently, applying more lenient rules to non-gaming apps, even when they include interactive content. All games available in the Xbox Game Pass catalog are rated for content by independent industry rating bodies such as the ESRB and regional equivalents. We are committed to finding a path to bring cloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Ultimate to the iOS platform. We believe that customers should be at the heart of the gaming experience, and gamers tell us they want to play, connect, and share anywhere, no matter where they are, and we agree. Which again, this goes back to them just trying to get people into the Microsoft.
So Microsoft just called their bluff.
Huh?
Yeah, the cloud.
Yeah, and just get everybody into that. What's the word I was looking for? Economy? Not economy.
Yeah,
ecosystem.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, the ecosystem. Yeah, because it's like, it makes Microsoft look like the good guy, especially with a statement like that. Which, by the way, kudos to whoever did that PR. It's really nice, really nice turn of events to make it look like that against the competitor. I mean, it is going to look bad. That's where it's going to come down to. Now, I don't think it's a big blow for Stadia, because Stadia disappointed a lot of people when it first initially came out. But like for Microsoft, for them, because I mean, since they're going to be they're adding their service with Xbox Game Pass on the side of it, that actually might be a little bit more of a reason where it's going to be like, hey, are you a gamer? But and then though too, these kind of things are going to probably also be the reason why you see like people are going to choose Android over iOS over Apple for this kind of stuff. It's like it's like, yeah, I know, but like, I mean, when people, you had no choice unless you want to jailbreak that thing, which is always an adventure for Apple iPhone. Right. So I wouldn't want to deal with that nonsense. So like so I'm just saying that like these kind of decisions, it could initially hurt them in the long run. But then again, at the same time, I'm not surprised that Apple's trying to pull something like this. So like, it's like, I mean, they're all about proprietariness. I mean, that's like, I mean, when they have those first part, like Apple only, there's still to this day, we still have Apple only iOS apps and stuff like that on there for certain specific things, which is really weird to me.
But I mean, like, in a business sense, like that's not stupid. Like that's kind of smart on their end because they're making more money, but essentially they're just pissing off customers.
Well,
are they making more money? Is the real question.
Yeah, because like to me, they'll end up losing. They'll lose it because people are just going to say, I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to go with this thing that lets me do whatever I like to, wherever I like to. Again, the whole mindset I feel is shifting. And if you
I have never liked the system with Apple itself at all. No, I'm sorry to cut you off, Smitty, but like, yeah, it's like Smitty, like the way that Apple's mentality has always been was proprietariness. And then I have never been a fan of that. It doesn't even make sense to me, like how you can have a company that makes computers and the computer parts are third party, but yet they don't want you to have the right to either upgrade it on your own. You have to go to them to do that kind of stuff. It's like, what kind of logic is that? And then there's specific things like there was a friend that thought it was a bargain to spend $1,000 for an expansion on a hard drive, because he had to get a specific kind of hard drive. It's like, what? It's like, what kind of nonsense is this? It's like, no, I'm cool. No.
I mean, I'm PC Master Race, so I mean, I also don't really play games on my phone. Adam, I mean, he plays tons of games on his phone, so like for him, you know, maybe, but he also plays games that you can't find in the store. So right. Well, I mean, I don't know where he gets these games, but I'm always intrigued by them.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like it's weird that it's like, they're just supporting non gaming, and you know what, let them support non gaming, but then don't be surprised if there's a shift of like, you know, what's going to come in the year or two of like when people are wondering why younger crowds are not picking up an iPhone anymore.
Exactly, because I mean, it's also not our generation who's like either Android or iPhone, because that's always been a debate for as long as I can remember. You know, once Sidekick was no longer a thing, it was like, well, now I gotta choose. But it's more for the younger generations, and if you're going to limit what they can and can't do, then obviously the choice is made for them already, right? And I think, you know, for us old fogies, it's like, nah, we've got our computers and our systems and our switches, because now I got a Switch. You know, we've got all of that. But I mean, for like my goddaughter Jersey, you know what I mean? Like if she wants to play games, she plays it on her. It's not an iPad because it's not by iPhone or whatever. She's got a PlayPad thing. What do you call them if they're not iPhone? Sure. Okay.
Tablets.
Yeah, she's got a tablet. And she plays games on that. But at the moment, you know, she's only allowed to play certain games where she's not allowed to chat with other people, because that's been an issue in the past. So, you know, when it comes to like what she's gaming and what she's allowed to play in the future, those conversations are being had between her mother and I, because she doesn't know about gaming. You know, that's where I come in. And so, you know, right now that tablet is her best friend, and she doesn't really have a phone other than to listen to music and Spotify on. She's not allowed to text people or call people because she got in trouble. So, you know, Stadia might be something that works great for them, because again, we've talked about it. She's a single mother of 3. You know, she's on disability. She's how much money can she dish out for something? You know, she really can't. And paying for a system and then paying hundreds of dollars in games on top of that just doesn't work. So she's like the one person I can think of in my frame of people that Stadia would work for.
Yeah, I mean, I guess varying often to that. Yeah, I mean, that could be the good situation, but fortunately, it wouldn't be on an Apple. Can't be on an iPad. Can't be on an iPhone or anything. But yeah, I mean, but still. So yeah, we'll definitely wrap that up. But no, that was a good conversation there, Smitty. Good job.
On it.
You know what it is.
Yeah. Lex, what are you bringing to the table?
Oh, thanks for asking. Well, my man Ryan Reynolds. Okay. So it's funny because I feel like we've discussed my disabled gamer issues that I have, and how it prevents me or certain games like The Last of Us are able to then propel me further with playing games. But Ryan Reynolds is throwing his support behind an organization called Able Gamers. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. If you haven't, well, let me tell you about it. There's also a beautiful video. I don't know if we want to play it. It's up to you.
You put the link out there, so that's fine.
Okay, yeah. If you guys want to listen to the video, it's quite hysterical. I recommend that you listen to the video. But basically, he joined COO Steve to spread the message about the organization's efforts to assist disabled gamers. But full disclosure. He did offer to pay me $278 million speaking fee that I've grown accustomed to, said Reynolds. And Steve goes, what? It's hysterical. But yeah, this just everything that this organization does. It's basically, it outlines how you can help. So Able Gamers has been helping people with disabilities in gaming for over 15 years. They've helped thousands and thousands of people all around the world as an international charity, but there are still thousands of people that are waiting to get equipment that they desperately need. So, and let me talk about this for a second. I don't know if you guys know, but text messaging was created for the deaf community. It was not created for us, though most people only text now, but that was created for the deaf community. Dips and sidewalks before you cross the street were created for people with wheelchairs. So things that we are accustomed to as able-bodied people, and I say that because I'm somewhat able-bodied, not really. Anyways, that stuff was created for people with disabilities, but we've all grown so accustomed to it that it helps everyone, essentially. So there's a lot to it, and it's so beautiful. I'm so excited. There's so much. But I mean, they have things where you can support them, what services they provide as far as like applying for like able gamers grants. So if you are an upcoming streamer and you are disabled and you need equipment, they are definitely a beautiful organization to reach out to. But yeah, you can apply for grants. They have player panels you can be a part of. They also, of course, tell all of their stories, how you can support them. And then, of course, if you would like to shop through them, which, of course, gives them support in the long run. But it's really fascinating that, and I love when you know that like a certain celebrity just isn't a piece of trash. And Ryan Reynolds is one of those people that we're like, you're a good human, thank you. And he's funny, he's witty, but he also stands behind people and organizations that actually do something. You know what I mean? And I think it's really cool. I mean, they modify controllers for people, special assistive technology like special headsets, devices that let you play with your eyes. So people like me who are light sensitive, I actually need to hit them up and be like, hey, do you have special gels for my monitors? Because we've talked about it, like I have light sensitivity, but if I turn down my monitors and in-game stuff, then I lose out on other aspects of the game, so to speak. And it's
how prone are you for like to like seizures and stuff?
In
like in a game, like
in a
when
game,
you play a game, yeah, and like when you're playing a game, is it like do you get seizures within playing games too, or?
That would be a question for Adam, because the big ones I'm not aware of. I have hundreds of them a day. So if you guys don't know, I've what's called focal seizures. I've had them when we were talking on the stream before, where somebody was like texting me like, girl, you cool? So I have focal seizures where it looks like the screen has stopped moving and I'm just stuck, and Opie will come and boop me. And those vary to a degree. Sometimes it looks like I've fallen asleep and like my head will pull forward or backwards, depending on how I'm sitting. Sometimes I'm aware that I'm, losing consciousness. And then other times I'm not losing consciousness. I'm just stuck. And it's like I'm screaming internally and it's not fun. And then I have ones where, in the middle of the night, I will sit up and proclaim to the world, I'm going to pass out. And Opie is all of a sudden there, and she's the last face I see. And then I wake up in the morning, and I know I've had a seizure because your body does stuff when you have a big seizure. Like if you had to pee, you had anything in your system, you wet the bed. Stupid shit like that. Usually we can feel, it's not stupid, I can't help it. I can usually feel when the big ones are coming. So obviously, you can take precautions. But yeah, those are the scary ones that I convulse. But yeah, I have hundreds of little ones a day. And gaming, it depends. So I can tell you when I start to feel weird. And like Double Agent Smith, I can't watch too much of his streams. He's a good example. He does a lot of like psychedelics, and he does this like really cool hand thing, and that almost puts me like in a trance. And I can watch that for a pretty good amount of time. It's when like the darker colors, because right now he's been using a lot of pastels. It's when the darker colors come in that I'm just like, okay, I'm done, and I have to step away. In game, the only one recently that I can tell you bothered me was the big fight scene in The Last of Us, where it's pulling itself apart because it's multiples. I'm trying not to also be a jerk. There's a light flashing in the background like a strobe. I couldn't handle that. I had to keep running away from that strobe. Or in Dead by Daylight, there's a cop car. Cop lights make me not okay. So on which one is that? The Mike Myers map. That map bothers me. So it just kind of depends. It's not a lot of it's almost as if the light, if it's going at the same like thumping rate that my internal spinal fluid is draining at, is when that's when it's like ding 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 night, if that makes sense.
Okay. But like overall, yeah. I mean, no. I think Able Gamers has always been the cool thing, and I guess having Ryan Reynolds to be like advocating for them makes them even bigger than what they are before. It's really crazy on how big they've gotten now. So like, but no, yeah. I mean, I think it would definitely be something you should definitely reach out to them and see what's up. See what's up, what they could what they would suggest, because I am very curious on like what they should have some sort of answers for you
if something exists, and if it doesn't, like maybe I could talk to them about like who does certain resources for them, and maybe talking to that, curating something, because I can't be the only one that's light sensitive. And it's not like the flashing is bothering me in games, it's just in general white writing. I can't read it. It's like I'm looking at the white writing with a headlight behind it. Everything is blown out, and so it's like I'm sitting there like this, once upon a time, and it's like, are you illiterate? No, I just can't see. Road. And Adam will sometimes feed me through my headphones, or like he'll come in and before I go hit live, he'll tell me things so that it looks like it's seamless, when in reality I'm struggling behind the scenes, and so he's helped me a lot. Or like chat knows, like she probably missed that. Here's like Citizen feeds me stuff. Ravage, my mods are great, like they're so helpful, and it's hard to explain to people that I look fine, but I'm not, that's always kind of been an issue. I mean, Smitty knows when we go out places and Opie's there, people are just in her face. Smitty's like, back up.
Normal people don't know how to act.
Yeah, they don't, and I have people come up to me on a regular basis and ask me, well, what's wrong with you?
That's crazy.
I'm sorry,
That's
what?
Crazy.
Oh yeah, in front of people that I'm with, like they're like, so what's wrong with you? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Rude. Did your mom not teach you manners? What's the matter? Yeah, I think because of the way I've been treated since having all my brain surgeries, I've kind of not wanted to reach out to companies like this, because I feel like I don't deserve it. Because there have been scenarios where I used my handicap placard and I got attacked physically by a man when I was shopping.
Jeez.
I don't even want to know what you don't have to tell me the story on that, but god dang, really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people are just terrible sometimes, so like it's unfortunate.
But I think it's a great organization.
I think it's something you should definitely take a look into.
Yeah,
there's no shame in it at all. I mean, they're there so it gives accessibility for everyone to play games as much as what everyone else should. And that's why if it's the one thing that you have to give The Last of Us 2 is what they did with Able Gamers was a real big piece of that of giving accessibility options, like the level of accessibility that they gave you in that game alone. And
it was amazing.
Yeah, and then all there is from that point is up. So we got to go with that, So yeah.
Well, and it was funny because a couple times people popped in and are like, why do you have like the colors changed for the subtitles? Which I need the subtitles because sometimes I don't hear certain things. And I feel like
yellow subtitles. I love yellow subtitles.
Like it doesn't even have to be like a yellow, but like a light yellow or like
not a white. Yeah.
Just
something
not white,
out.
Man.
Yeah. Something stands out.
TV shows do that all the time. And I'm like, why? Like Supernatural, we've been rewatching again. That's Adam and I's like love show. And they are one of the few, like, I know, that's one of the few shows where the subtitles aren't white, like pure white. They're like off-white, almost a yellow, but it's not noticeable to normal other people. But to me, I'm like, I can actually see the subtitles.
Bright, clear scene.
But yeah, and it was great when people are like, why did you change the subtitle colors? I'm like, so I can see it, jerk. Duh. That's why. Like, this game was made for me to be able to play, man. I'm going to use those resources. And it was great. I loved it. It was amazing. So, yeah.
That's cool. Hey, awesome. Lex, what do you have planned for the week?
Spoopy week. Monday, Song of Horror.
More spoopage.
It was Monday, Song of Horror. Tuesday, Spoopy Tuesday. Wednesday, Alien Isolation. Thursday, I don't know. Probably more Alien Isolation.
I don't know.
I'm trying to be Alien. it's not that I don't think it's good. I just don't think it's very scary. And so I want to beat it so that way we can play this Fishman game that was recommended to us. I think it'll be real fun. But yeah, I'm on a spoopy kick. I've been throwing in some like Figment here and there when my anxiety gets too bad after playing Song of Horror. But we do have Fall Guys now, so I thought, that would be a fun game. So maybe tonight, we'll play Fall Guys if the servers are up. Because I heard they were having issues. But yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. And you can check her out on This Is Lex. I just put the comment down in below. Smitty, what do you have planned for the
week? Right now, not much. I don't know what the week is going to look like. I've got work is really kicked up with a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to kind of base it off of how much work and what I need to get done. As far as with that, but I should be on Thursday, Friday for sure. I'm not going to do Mishmash this week. Just, again, because I'm not sure exactly how my schedule looks and I don't want to overload myself and then sit there and have to stress out about it. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be playing. I'm thinking about taking a break from doing, Overwatch. And playing something, maybe single player game or something like that on Fridays. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, for the most part, I'm in. All right, let me make sure I've got my work stuff handled, and then everything else will come after that.
That makes sense. Guys, yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's awesome. If you could definitely do that.
What about yourself, dude?
What are you up to, David? Jinx.
It's so funny. As for me, I am going. Scorpio's in here? I didn't see her. She's
behind him.
Okay.
Go through the curtain.
My bad. As for me, I am going to do the promise I told Kahaku Moon that I was going to stream because she spent her points. I'm going to finally play some Animal Crossing, New Horizons or whatever.
I'll be visiting you soon.
It's probably going to be the first time and maybe the only time that I will play this. So I don't know how long it's going to, if it captivates me. I'm going to try to do that on Wednesday. Well, I mean, there's so many other games I want to play over Animal Crossing. It's hard for me to play these kind of simulator games. But yeah, I mean, not that I hate it or anything. It's just I don't have the time to keep up with it. So I'd say then I'm going to try to play a new story-based game after I finish platinuming Fairy Tail this Friday is my goal. I don't know yet. The one game I've been wanting to play, but I have not done yet, is Fallen Order.
Oh, that was good.
I want to play that game.
That's fun.
Yeah, so it might be that might be the one that'll be coming up since there's no other games to really look up for the rest of the year. So definitely check out
Poor
Davis.
He has nothing to look forward to for the entire year. Wow.
Is there any upcoming games? Is there any other upcoming games that you're really hyped for?
Shush.
Okay, then. They're trying to put me on the spot.
Beyond
I just haven't discovered him yet. Okay.
That's what I'm hyped for.
Hey, you called me out.
Isn't Keanu Reeves game coming out? What's that called?
Cyberpunk.
What Keanu Reeves game?
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
Maybe.
See it till I believe it at this point. Who knows what's coming out?
Exactly.
I mean, it's like November. It says November, but it may get pushed again. So who knows?
Probably.
So it comes out when it comes out. It comes out. Now, even when it comes out, I'm not 100% hyped on that either because I don't think it's a game that I would want to stream. That's a game I would want to play on my own because that game is going to be so crazy and so immersive. It's not even funny. So yeah, that's my goal. So but no, so that's my plans for this week. So guys, this is episode number 60. I cannot believe
60, dude, crazy. That's so awesome.
We're gonna hit 100 by the end of the year, right?
No, it's probably gonna be next year. That's 40 episodes, and we do it weekly. So yeah,
there's enough weeks left. Yeah.
No, I think we only have like 18 until Christmas or something crazy like that, right?
Right.
Stop it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Halloween's canceled, isn't it? I'm really sad.
So everything is canceled.
We usually don't. We usually take a break off of Christmas, off of December anyway, so it's not even like we're going to be even closer. So
yeah, that's true.
But guys, we're definitely going to be back again next week, though. So definitely check us out on that. And also, if you want, check out the new podcast of Pop Culture Gems, where we talk a lot of different kinds of things with awesome groups and celebrities and stuff. And hopefully, I'm going to hopefully get them on this show too, because there are some people I'm wanting to talk to. Sean Velasco was really cool, so I think I asked if he wanted to do this, and he said to hit him up a little later. So
he said no.
He said no. It's like, wait, Smitty's on there?
Pass, hard pass, hard
pass. The weird earthquake girl. We're done.
Yeah, it's like we're done.
Oh yeah, we had an earthquake before we started. You guys missed it. Sucks for you.
Good thing we've got video evidence.
Oh god. Yeah. You can definitely check us out on any podcast services, as always, like Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean. Always give us a follow, comment on it. It goes a long way for us. And you can also check us out on our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to check out all the great geeky content. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Take it easy.
Bye.